everyone. Catherine Stubbs, Viviane, Renee, Judy, Mally, Grandma D, Linda B, hello. It is in Australia and will be in a few hours in the US, International Women's Day. The flowers in my hair, Ukrainian women strong. This is my tribute to them, these particular things. And I've got here, look at this. This is a young Ukrainian woman. And these are some of the different patterns of embroidery that I've got here. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll bring it up. I'll share the screen and I'll bring up that screen. It'll be easier then. Share the screen. I was going to cut this out and wear it on my thing, but I just don't have the time to do that. I've been doing some meditating and so let's have a visit. What have we got on the screen here that I'm sharing? Here are some of the embroidery patterns that, you know, those gorgeous flowers that Ukrainian women, there's some of the embroidery patterns, and these maps show some where in the country these patterns originate. So it's awesome. And so that's my tribute to International Women's Day. And yeah, are they clear enough to copy? Yes, certainly. If you want, I should imagine so. If you want, I can I just found them on Google. But if you want, I can sort of post a PDF with the patterns with these ones on it, full-size pages, and I can post it on my comments page. If you like. Hopefully, you'll be able to download it. So, yeah, but these are traditional Ukrainian patterns, and yeah, I just thought International Women's Day. Let's, you know, of course, all women and deserve to be honoured and recognised. But let's show a bit of extra support for the women of the Ukraine, of Ukraine. No, it's not the Ukraine. I keep saying the Ukraine, but it is Ukraine. And yeah, so I just got these ones here off Google, and I typed in Ukrainian embroidery. Hi, Angie's dad. Renee, your fiance's mum and Baba making Ukrainian Easter eggs. Do you have ties to Ukraine? And yes, they're beautiful. And I just thought it would be a nice way to recognize these guys. So I've got to move. I will very gladly move my chair over so everything's on a bit of an angle. So I don't have the news feed up, but I thought we would have a look at what the next few days between now and the end of the week brings for Ukraine. And I'm just going to have a little Gulen cookie here. So, so I thought we'd have a look at what the rest of the week is going to bring for the Ukraine. I am not Ukrainian. Wonderful to see Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Of course, Mila was born in Ukraine. She's an American, but she's Ukrainian. She was born in the Ukraine. Her parents are Ukrainian. $3 million of their own money towards relief for people. So, good on them. So it is International Women's Day. I'm not going to focus solely on women today, but the 8th of March every year, International Women's Day. This year's theme is get rid of bias, basically, especially in business. And to me, it doesn't just represent women who were born women, trans women, yes, as well. So yeah, if you go and type in Ukrainian embroidery patterns, you'll see things like this come up. Thank you, Clarence. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady, Barley. They are beautiful, aren't they? And, just these maps here with the different, where some of these patterns originate from, the different areas of Ukraine. This one is quite a good one here, because within that, in writing, it's got the actual name of the region where these embroidery patterns are from. So let's have a look at Ukraine for the next couple of days. Guides of the highest truth and compassion, please give me insight and clarity and objectivity in reading the energy of Ukraine. What is in store? Possibly because it is International Women's Day, but it is quite a good fiery, and it's the Queen of Wands, and of course sunflowers have become an unofficial symbol of the Ukraine as well, with that wonderful woman you haven't seen that video, go and try and find it on YouTube, telling the soldier to put the sunflower seeds in his pocket, because then something beautiful will grow in the place he dies. And yes, these wonderful fiery women, with encouraging new growth, they will not give up on their homes. Hi, Margelle. TED Talks are great. They're really good. So what I've got on the side here, for those who just joined, it's International Women's Day, and I thought I wanted to find a way to highlight it. So that's going to be there for most of the thing. Hello to all my lovely lurkers as well, and to everyone who's decided to watch the video. Of course, we've got the yellow and blue Ukrainian colors, with a young woman in the center there with the flowers, with the flowered headdresses. That just disappeared on me for a minute. And these are some of the traditional embroidery patterns that you often see on those lovely Ukrainian blouses. And these maps show where some of these patterns originated. This one especially has all the names of the areas or provinces, whatever you would call them, where these patterns, some of these patterns originated from. So that's this one here. So I just thought it was a wonderful way to mark International Women's Day. I've got my flower headdress on, which is very reminiscent of those that the Ukrainian women wear, just to show some solidarity, not just with Ukrainian women, but women all over the world. But here they are. I said, what is in store for Ukraine over the next few days? And the women are refusing to just lie down and, toddle off. A lot of them, they're making sure their children are safe, going and getting themselves equipment and then coming back to fight. You've seen pictures of some of the most beautiful women in the world, and they've got guns and they're toting guns and all that. Hi, Michelle Mabel, Kathy W, Margelle, Bonnie Russell. So this is really fiery passion, and they're there to do everything they can to show what they're made of and give everything of themselves to their country. Okay, I've got here an offer that they don't want, and I think I know what this offer is Putin has offered safe passage corridors out of a city in the north there, where people can safely travel and to evacuate out of those regions. But those corridors only lead to Belarus or Russia. That is not something that these guys are happy with. Okay, so that is not a state of affairs that they're not willing to accept that. That's ridiculous. Okay, here we have the military man. Now, there is talk of America offering to give Poland F-16 fighter jets, etc., so that Poland will then, and Poland will pass on their MiGs, which are the Soviet jets, to Ukraine, because Ukrainian pilots are not acquainted with the Western planes, with the F-16s and all that. They they only really know how to fly the MiGs and stuff. So America is negotiating with Poland. Poland gives Ukraine all the Russian aircraft, and America will replace those aircraft with F-16. Now, this is interesting because on the King of Swords front, of course, the King of Swords is the military leader. On his throne is butterflies. Butterflies signify change. So hopefully in the next few days, this could be a change. On the bottom, there is the Six of Swords, so forward movement out of rougher waters into smoother waters. So that could hopefully have some bearing on that. High spirits beyond the stars. There is some negotiation in the near future. Okay, secrets, lies, and spies. The moon. We're only talking about Ukraine here. So there are some more things happening, more things coming to light. A moonlit path. It's between the two towers, and articulation. To me, this little crustacean here is an articulated creature, meaning that it's got joints and all that. And this is us, or to me, it can be manipulation. So Russia is going, and this is interesting because this was on that unsatisfactory offer. Russia is going to continue to try and manipulate it so that refugees only have narrow defined pathways. I said to my hubby, he's capable of, okay, getting people into Russia and Belarus, the evacuees. And if you're fighting, if you're fit to fight, and if you're fit and declared and, judged to be fit to fight, you could be separated from your families. I'm 100% sure. I don't know whether he would do that, and then take them off to prison. But he's more than capable of doing that. And, so he's making it hard so that if these people pass over into Russia, there's no way they'll be allowed to get back to Ukraine. And one of the reasons, as Happy quite rightly pointed out, is that people are going into Poland and Moldova and other areas, and they're loading themselves up with guns and stuff. And, if they're of fighting age, and then they're going back over into Ukraine. And I'm pretty sure that James is right when he said that, there's no way that would happen if they were forced to evacuate into Belarus or Russia. What else is in store? Walking away. Forced abandonment. If Ukraine get those jets from Poland, that means they will have, superiority in the air and be able to defend their own airspace. And this could force Putin to pull back. in Ukraine. An ending over the next few days. An ending, but with in the background, look, it's dawn. The sun is rising. I'm choosing the sun is rising, not the sun is going down. The Lovers and change. Negotiations, commitment, and a change. An ending brought about by negotiation and commitments and change. Now, these three are major arcana, so they're a bit further in the future. Of course, tarot is not the best for time, but do these three mean that Putin will withdraw? Yes or no? Yes. Overflowing cups. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think there's definitely going to be a turning point here, a change with those butterflies on the. It's not over yet, and it's not going to end in the next 3 or 4 days, but a little bit further in the future. I do feel that they're coming to a point where there's a turning point. So I'll ask. Yes, they were talking about banning Russian oil in the US. Hi, Marie Henson. But first, is there going to be a turning point in the next few days in favor of the Ukraine? Of Ukraine. I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying the Ukraine, but it is Ukraine. There's no that in front. So is there going to be a turning point in the next few days in favor of Ukraine? Yes, quite simply yes, in favor of victory for the Ukraine. Look, a new start, a fresh journey, movement towards in a new direction. Will this lead to Russia, to Putin withdrawing? Knight of Wands, definitely leading towards that. It's still going to take a little while with that restraint, but yes. Let's hope that those cards are right. Okay. It is International Women's Day here in Australia, and people on this side of the timeline, and in a few hours it will be International Women's Day there. Just learned it as the Ukraine. Yeah, for Kiev. That's right, yeah. Coca-Cola has withdrawn from Russia, has it? Okay. Yeah. So will Russian oil be banned? I know it is a strategy that this is the 7th. So it is a strategy that they're thinking of. Will they do it? Yes. That's come up as a yes. Because it's one of the ways in which I'm getting INH running running slosh. I'm getting, why would theft come up there? Russia's probably been stealing some oil from somewhere else as well. Russia's Coca-Cola's still in Russia. Okay, yeah. Thanks for checking that, Pamela. Kiev. It's Kyiv, isn't it? Kyiv is how they pronounce it. So if you're wondering, if you just joined in, you're wondering about this, it's my tribute to not just International Women's Day, but to the women of the Ukraine. These are traditional embroidery patterns. You see a lot of these gorgeous patterns on their blouses, and the maps are showing some of the different patterns from different regions. And yeah. Yes, Shell have not pulled out of Russia. Will they? Kyiv, that's it. Yeah, Kyiv. Yeah, Shell haven't pulled out of Russia. Will Shell pull out of Russia? Isn't that Pepsi? Or is it Coke? And will Shell pull out of Russia? I certainly think they're facing more pressure too. Hi, Shelby Lisa. But it's not quite as simple for them as it may have been for others. So they're talking to other countries about where they can get some oil. So they might ultimately, but it's not going to happen immediately and overnight. It's the real thing. Oh, well, that's Coke, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's have a look at Ukraine. What's Marjorie Taylor Greene been doing now? Invested in stocks for the largest military supply here in the United States just before Ukraine was invaded. Is she going to be under investigation for that? That's definitely. I mean, she's not on any committees, but I'm sure she knows people who are. So is she going to be? I'm a bit fuzzy today. Could just be the light here. Trust me, I don't have Vaseline on the lens. So is she going to oh, I was asking, is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to be investigated for buying military stocks just before Russia was invaded? A card flew out onto the floor. Yes! Big sun. It's not the fault of the Russian people, no. Lockheed Martin. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not the fault of the Russian people. I was watching a news story yesterday with a young woman who's from that news network that got shut down, the independent news network that got shut down. And she was saying there is a liberal part of the government that are opposed to all this. And hopefully they're gaining more and more support. And the oligarchs are getting very angry. And I don't drink Foster's. When I did drink beer, it was not Foster's. What was it? Forex. How are you, Auntie, Dad? Yeah. Okay. Who's got questions for me, my dears? This will be the year of the sunflower. Absolutely. I'm just going to grab something down here. Something I used to have on here. Should put it back. It needs a bit of a clean up first. Stops the carts from being noisy. It's too dirty to put up at the moment. Okay. No more Michelle Mabel. We're not going to advocate any drink over the other. Anyway, we don't want to get in trouble, and putting too much of the ads in there might, that could demonetize me. So no more ads. Demonetize the video. Will Graham, Wormtongue Lindsay, ever get his comeuppance? See, just twists and turns, doesn't he? He does more twists and turns than a cha-cha dancer. Oh, so what is it? But that doesn't mean it's out of copyright, is it? Yeah. It is a great message, that song. Absolutely. That Joy to the World. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. And Melting Pot. I love Melting Pot. What is in Lindsay Graham's future? What is it? What is in Lindsay Graham's future? Now you see him, now you don't. He's this is more like he's hoping to pull off a coup. He really does want to be the Senate Minority Leader. I suppose in terms of seniority, he would be the next in line. Oh, what's Tucker saying now? A balancing of the scales with the 6 of coins. He is bleeding donors. He's having to beg donors for more money. I drink Pepsi and Coke, but I actually prefer Pepsi, I think. Dr. Pepper, I've tried it a couple of times. I'm just not a big fan of it. So Lindsey Graham. Judgment. Yeah, he is definitely, he's begging for money. Judgment coming his way. He's got some big impact things. He's been used as a distraction. He's distract. Call attention to this so nobody's looking at this. That was pretty much his job, to distract too, while other people did magic tricks. But judgment is coming towards him. He's really having a hard time balancing the scale money. He thinks he's sitting pretty, and but his position, autonomous position, is actually, I'm getting this, is in danger. You know, this is a card of autonomy, sitting pretty, in control of everything. He's not. In fact, I feel like there's no reversals in this deck, but I do feel like this star should be reversed. He's fast losing hope. Sarsaparella's great, isn't it, sarsaparilla? I like sarsaparilla too. Not too much, but I do like a nice glass of it occasionally. It's like this should be reversed for Lindsey Graham. Like, he's been given so many chances to go in a different direction to follow a different star, and he hasn't done it. He is going to be embattled. So there's judgment here. On top of that is him being embattled. He promised things that he didn't deliver to the people of, was it South Carolina? He will have to be in a defensive position. He's going to be in a defensive position. What I've got... I'm really drawn. This is the Three of Cups, the support card, the card of support, circles of support. But I'm really drawn to the red, and the words that went through my mind was support for him is bleeding away. North Carolina. Thank you, Pamela. I can never remember whether he's north or south. So, yeah. Oh, Margelle, you want to know why doesn't Canada Dry come in a 20-ounce bottles? I don't know. They might not feel like it's a profitable enough size to invest in, making it in that size. Okay. Yeah. Well, I've never seen him finishing his term. I've never seen Lindsey Graham finishing his term. So him and Mitch McConnell. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Okay, who's got a question? Anyone got a question for me? Josh Hawley. Oh, the senator from Missouri. Let's have a look at him. GOP big donors didn't invite Trump to their gala. Are the big donors through with Trump? Oh, I'll ask that question too. Okay. So first we'll look at Josh Hawley. Again, thank you. And if you want a reading, email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. Oh, yes, Matt Gaetz. I did a reading on him the other day. He will be going to trial. Yeah. So let's see. First, we'll do Josh Hawley, the senator from Missouri. What is in What is his energy? Guides at the highest truth and compassion. The energy surrounding Josh Hawley. What messages does it hold? For clarity, insight, understanding, and objectivity. He's a lot stronger. Than a lot of people perceive. He's quite a strong character within himself and his belief in himself, and he's quite patient. I got a glimpse of the shadow card here, but I'll see what the cards tell us before I show you what the shadow card is. What is his challenge? Standing in defense of himself. Defending his stances. Defending the boundaries he's set. What is the advice for Josh Hawley? I got come clean with the Republican Party. So I got the Ten of Cups, which has for a long time been the Republican Party for me, a facade of what it used to be. And then we've got this stream of consciousness in the front with the river there. But what I got was come clean with the Republican Party. That's the advice for him. Stop dancing this dance that you've been playing that you've been doing off to the side. The cottage there is security, it's safety and security, but it there's definitely got to be some true confessions, I guess. Something. What's at the base of this for Josh Hawley? Of course, his support for the Emperor and his attempt to upset the rule of law. Of course, he was very supportive still is, of the attempted coup, the insurrection and the insurrectionists. What's the outcomes for him? Ooh. Again, he's got some big impact cards. This is suspension. Now, this is really interesting. Hi, Geek. Hi, Ewart. This is a really interesting card to have for him. Suspension. The Hangman. Why? Because remember I said that I got a glimpse of the shadow card on the bottom of the deck, and it will be interesting to see what the rest of the deck says. It's like to come clean here is the best advice for him. And this is, of all the dances. And at the base of this is him and his support of the insurrectionists. So what's the shadow card? It is the Eight of Swords. This is clean up his act. Okay, so to the side, I'll ask the question, could Josh Hawley end up in prison? No, but he could be forced to walk away. So this restriction he's painted himself into a corner. So I don't think it's prison, but he could be forced to walk away because he's painted himself into a corner. Remember, this is also my paint yourself into a corner card. Oh, he's definitely going to be asked to account for some things. So he could still end up in prison, but he's definitely going to be forced to walk away. Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked, are the big donors turning their back on Trump? Because they did not ask him to any of their parties, gatherings, whatever. Are the big donors turning their back on Trump? Let's have a look at that. Aren't they lovely? Hi, all my lovely lurkers and everyone who's joined. Give us the thumbs up. Your support is amazing. If you're interested in what I've got here, this is it's International Women's Day, March the 8th. So I thought I'd mark it with Ukraine, a special tribute to Ukrainian women. These are traditional embroidery patterns that appear on the flowers from different areas, blouses from different areas of the Ukraine. I've got this on inside out, but that doesn't matter. That's supposed to bring me luck, isn't it? And the maps here are showing some of the different patterns and where they originate from within Ukraine. So what I might do is, just for the moment, I might enlarge this one. Get this lovely girl off to the side here. There she is. So we'll bring this up again. So these are some of the regions within the Ukraine and some of the patterns that, the embroidery patterns that are indigenous to those regions. And I think it's a gorgeous map. Okay, are the big donors turning against Trump? Hi, Sherry French. Well, I had no idea either. So, yeah. 1, 2. Are the big donors turning against Trump? Yeah. Don't normally have reversals in this deck, but what we've got is the more processes happen, the process of investigation and Congress do their job in determining responsibility. Remember, here's the cross keys of responsibilities. The more determined they are to end their ties with Trump. No, that they don't want. And here's Trump. Without their money, he can get money from other sources, but without those big donors, any hope of victory is gone. So yeah, they are definitely want to get shot of him. Put up my banner for my address, for my email address if you want a reading. New York charges, let's see. Is someone going to take the oligarch up on his offer about Putin? Wow. I take it he's put a contract out on him. I think Putin's a bit too sly and sneaky. That doesn't mean they're not going to try. Wow, there's definitely lit a fire under some people. Yeah, I do think there are some who are willing to give it a go. Fiery, passionate, possibly even some Ukrainian people. Understandably, but I don't think that they will succeed. So I do think there are people out there who are trying, who are trying, but I don't think any of them are going to be successful. It just looks towards defeat for those people. Yeah. New York. I do think it's going to be, I'm still seeing a race to the finish line between the state of Georgia and New York with indicting him. So, yeah. See. Will New York beat the state of Georgia to indicting Trump? Yeah, possibly. But it's too hard to tell. It's like people are talking about taking the action and all that. There's still lots of discussion happening. But New York, for some reason, they're struggling, but they will get there. They will indict him. It is going to be a race to the finish line, like within days of each other. I'm convinced of that. A real race to the finish line with so still talking about it. It's like New York is still basically only just starting to reopen the idea and talk about the idea. There's still some struggle to get there. I think Alvin Bragg is, but they will get there. They will do it. But it's going to be a real big, huge race to the finish line. And when it happens, it'll be big news. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's not meant to go up there. New comments. Yeah. You need 2 roommates by April 1st to keep a roof over your head. Might get a man and a woman. I'm seeing a tall man, possibly with red hair and fuzzy, so a woman or, yeah. Yes, I did. I did say that, Pamela Bryant. Will Lindsey Graham finish his term? Yes or no? Let's have a look. I keep seeing it when I close my eyes and think about it. I get him not finishing his term. What do the cards say? When I close my eyes and try to picture him finishing his term, it's like, no, it's like early in the year, 1 year that he's, yeah. He terms till what, 2024? Disappointment. Is he going to finish his term? Disappointment for him. Disruption for him. And retirement or resignation. So disappointment with the Page of Swords. Disruption with the Page of Pentacles. He's wasted his opportunities to do good with what he was given. And the Four of Swords, retirement, retreat. And look, here's the money thing came up again for him. Now, yeah, Mitch McConnell. I'll get a different deck. Let's read on Mitch McConnell. I think that they may have, but I think McConnell will go because his health. Lindsay for another reason. Yeah. Thank you. you, Sherry French. It's my tribute to Ukrainian women. It's International Women's Day. This is my tribute to Ukrainian women. I've enlarged this map here so that people can see. Of course, I don't read Ukrainian, so I don't know the names of the different things. There's Kiev. Oh, Kiev. But this shows some of the patterns that are indigenous to the different regions within Ukraine. And I think it's wonderful. It's a beautiful map. Oh yes, the telephone, that interference, yeah. Okay, Mitch McConnell, is he going to finish his term? 9 of Pentacles, Temperance, 4 of Pentacles. It looks good, and then we get the 4 of Pentacles, insecurity, Temperance. I do think his health is, he's finding it really hard to balance his health. And I think that maybe the 9 of Pentacles, is this because his health is failing? Or is he on top of his health? Is this because his health is failing? King of Wands, compassionate leadership. I think Trump is going to try and force him out. But I said, is this because his health is failing? And the King of Wands is a yes card. Will he finish his term? Yes or no? I feel like he really, really wants to. But there's a lot of insecurity about this. Will he retire in November? He is coming to a halt, coming to a stop. You know what? He might do that. Who asked that question? Geek Hillbilly. He might. Yeah, he might leave. If the Dems win the Senate in November by a bigger margin, he might then resign. But until he's given, he'll go on his terms. I think this is what all this is about, is he'll go on his terms. He's not going to go just to please Trump. But he will go on his term, but he is having trouble with his health. And his health is very insecure. But he's determined to go on his terms. He might not get a Republican replacement out of the governor of Kentucky. If the governor for Kentucky up for re-election, because if he gets defeated by a Republican, then I think Mitch will be happy to go because he knows that a Republican senator will be appointed in his place. But yeah. Rick Scott. What about Rick Scott? Rick Scott has a list of things he wishes to implement, one being Social Security and Medicare to sundown as he outs its, meaning it would expire in 5 years. Any thoughts? Will Rick Scott get his wishes? Will Rick Scott get his sundown clause? Be able to implement his sundown plans? We'll call them the sundown plans for Medicare and Social Security. No. Defeat. He's not going to get his way there. Rick Scott ran for Senate in 2018, didn't he? So he's still got a couple of years away. Hi, Travels. Yeah. Anyone else got any questions? We've got just over 15 minutes left before I have to go. I do have another commitment at 11:30. So, yeah. Okay, I'll ask the question, did Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham cheat? In reality, did they lose the vote? Did they lose the vote? That's yes. That's a Queen of Wands. Yes. And if people were to go and dig, would there be proof of their cheating? Yes, there would. So they did cheat. Yes. Now I've asked 3 times in different ways. Yeah, they cheated. Michelle, yeah, I did read. I did a quick read on that. Who would get to charge him first? Trump would charge Trump first, New York or Georgia. It's going to be a race to the finish line. I'm thinking it's going to have to be sometime in April, because that's when the grand jury in New York gets disbanded. Ted Cruz. You want me to do a reading on Ted Cruz? Okay. No, I don't know. I don't. Hi, Linda Sandoval. Yes. There's a bit of kerfuffle there, Michelle Mybell, but I do feel that they will indict him in the end, but it's going to be a close run thing. Alvin Bragg's probably going to either have his hand forced to do that, or he won't be there. Somebody else will be. Okay, Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Did he win the vote? Did he win the actual vote? Did he win the actual vote? The real vote. Ted Cruz. Did Ted Cruz win the real vote? I'm getting a strange match. I've got the 5 of Cups here, which is normally no card. It's loss and regret. I'm getting yes, he did, but the message I'm getting is yes, he did, but he did lose some of his previous vote. So he didn't have as many people voting for him as previously, but yes, he still did. So he won. He actually did win the vote. Yes. But it was a touch and go thing. It was a touch and go thing. So this can be a maybe card too. Yeah. Because it was very close. He came close to losing, but yet he actually did win it. If he didn't win it, he probably would have had something there to help him get in. But yeah. Yeah, I saw the facts. I said, did he win the actual vote, the real vote? And it was yes, but not by the margin he has in previous years. He lost some vote from previous years, but he still had enough cups available to him to win the real vote. So, yeah, but he had lost voters from previous years. Yeah. No, he did win. I'd love to be able to say he cheated, but no, he did win. But it was very close, as we know. It was only something like 3 points, and he lost a lot of the margin that he had in the previous election. So, I'd love to be able to say yes, he cheated, and it'll all come out, but I'm not getting that. Oh, I'm sure there was some shenanigans going on. I'm sure they would have had ways to if it looked like Beto was going to win in the end, I'm sure they would have got ways to cheat Cruz over the line, but they didn't have to use them. Okay, before I wrap up today, and I do have to go on the spot, 2020, yeah, but Cruz was elected in 2018. Was there cheating in Texas in the 2020 election so that people could get into like the state legislator and all that? Because that was all done then too, wasn't it? Yes, there was. There were some losses. There is investigations going on. There were some losses that needn't have happened. Yeah. Some people might have to retire. They're not finished with that yet. But anyway, what I'm going to do is grab a card, grab some oracle deck. What message can we send to help people in the Ukraine? I'm going to use the Whispers of Healing, but then I got called to Beyond Lemuria, which is by Izzy Ivy. These cards here, beautiful cards. So I'm going to ask Spirit and my guides. Thank you for your help today, guides. Ask Spirit and my guides to help me find a card with the message that can be sent to help healing and help. A message of solidarity to women throughout the world and to help with healing. So what is the message for solidarity for women throughout the world? The sacral chakra, the core of creation. That is one up from your root chakra. That is in your belly, below your belly button, which of course where the womb is. Interesting. This is the card. Card number 3, the core of creation. Well, women, we are the core of creation. We in a way we are, because people are born of us. Feelings, emotional responses, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, connection, letting go, creativity, sacred sexuality, passion, healthy boundaries, and valuing the body. So you are invited to revel in the present moment and feel deeply in your senses. The sensuality of being alive, the breeze on your skin, the scent of damp earth, the feeling of fitting perfectly into the temple you call your body. This card is about diving into the depth of a moment where all your faculties are available for divine creation. Your entire paint kit is present and no part is left in the past or caught in the future. For all of you, all of who you are unites in a point of deep experience. This is the ecstatic moment of conception for project or new life. Let yourself drop into passion, intimacy, and loving connection, which whatever you are birthing into the world or creating, and with whomever you have chosen to co-create with. Okay. In restoration, get in touch with your creativity and embrace your natural expression, however it looks to you. The way you live is an art form, a unique expression of yourself. You can dance through challenge, sing through restriction, and paint your reality. Okay? There we go. Hi, new grandma. Thank you for joining me right at the end, my dears. Domes up. I do need to go now. I have a commitment at 10:30. So again, thank you so much for joining me today for International Women's Day, and my tribute not just to women everywhere, of course, but to the women of the Ukraine, featuring some of the embroidery patterns. And love you all. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay loving. I'll be back on Thursday. Love you all. Bye-bye.